Alright, today's video we're looking at the Khopesh sword of Pharaoh. This Khopesh is made by Scorpion Swords. We'll take a look at some specs on it. It's a very interesting blade shape if you've never seen Egyptian swords before. Do some up close looks on it and then run some cut testing. Let's get to it. Starting off, we've got a 26-inch overall length from handle to tip, and we have a 20-inch blade overall. This blade is a very interesting design. It's got this somewhat back swept blade. A little bit of a hook on the end of it too. A lot of things you can do with that. We're looking at a 1095 high carbon steel on this one. It holds an edge very well. We're looking at 2.6 pounds. So this thing is definitely not super light. This is definitely a pretty heavy duty blade. Yes, on the hook here, this part is sharp. So this is a short edge running all the way from the tip all the way to the back edge here. So you have different types of hooking and different types of slashing with that, pulling people into their doom. We have a hardwood handle on this one with 2 pins. This is of course a full tang, is a single piece of steel running all the way through it. You got 2 pins. The handle is pretty interesting. It's clearly, especially because of the blade design, you'd expect it to be forward heavy. It is very forward heavy, so you're definitely looking at a powerful chopping and fluid slashing type of blade. You could of course thrust with it. You've got that, of course. It does actually straighten out into the thrust, or you can go into hooking and pulling people in and then thrusting them. Okay, I didn't mention it before, the handle. What kind of wood is it? It's zebra wood, and then it's pinned and glued in place. Does a really good job. Everything is very smooth. There's no burrs or sharp edges or anything like that. We have a buffalo hide. It's the first time I've said that before. Buffalo hide scabbard. So this one is just pinned together. It's just tacked together on both sides. The cool thing is the back of it is open, so you're not going to be running the back edge of this Khopesh on there. It just kind of slides out. It's more of a sleeve than an actual scabbard, I would say. And then it's really easy just to kind of slide it back in, and then the tip catches that one. Cut testing on it did really well. It's a very powerful blade, almost 3 pounds, 2.6 pounds to be exact, with a 1095 high carbon steel. And it being a full solid blade with a very interesting edge that is going to make it very forward heavy. I did the cutting on the tatami. It did well, especially for something this thick as well. You shouldn't really expect katanas and blades like this and thicker blades with thicker edges to do identical in performance of cutting, but this one still did really well. Let's do some up close looks at this blade in the scabbard, out of the scabbard. Let's take a look. All right, as you can see, there's the zebra wood. We've got the pins, full tang design here. And then the sleeve, it does poke out like this, but there's no edge where this is exposed at all. This is just the tang. And then you'll see the tip as it comes out, but if you slide it back in, it's completely covered. This is a buffalo hide scabbard. You can call it sleeve if you want, but it's just a scabbard. It's open, except for toward the edge where the tacks are to keep the back edge from obviously poking you in the hand. To give you an idea of how much of a chopper this is, there you go. So obviously the wood is a little wet, but it very easily just kind of went right in there. So huge belly on this blade. Very interesting blade design. Blade is really thick. It's got that top edge as well, and that little hook. You can consider that a hook as well. Pretty interesting blade shape. All right, so let's take a look at the cut testing on this one. Did really interesting. I will say the handle is a little weird. It's very cut out here. So if you're not really solid on your forefinger, that can be kind of weird. I like having at least a fist distance off a blade for a grip. That's just me personally. Something about a pommel distance if you want to gauge it off of that. But let's take a look at this cut testing and see how this Khopesh did. Alright, so thanks for joining me for this blade review of this Khopesh sword of Pharaoh. Pretty sweet blade design, very interesting. You don't really see other blades like this. something similar would be like a scimitar or even a shamshir. So there's probably some crossover in that. If you like this blade, let us know in the comments below. We've got a Gnunting coming in from Scorpion Swords as well. That's going to be released along with this one. So if you like Scorpion Swords, drop us a comment and let us know. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.